Atlanta 911. What's the address of your emergency?
Airport.
Atlanta Airport?
Yeah, Atlanta Airport.
Airport 911.
Walking into the terminal, there was a family maybe 50 yards in front of us also walking in.
I heard something. Sounded like somebody dropped luggage.
And then we watched this woman fall.
So I took off running.
There is a woman who has fallen and is hurt North Daly Level 1 airport parking deck. She was non-responsive and wasn't breathing, and so I called 911 while my brother went to go find an AED inside the airport.
One was running, one was calling, and I was doing compressions.
They were doing chest compressions right now. Midway through the call, I heard my dad say, "She's not breathing, I can't find a pulse."
You said she is breathing?
No, she is not. She is not.
Okay, I have one of them.
We need help as quickly as possible.
All right.
It kind of felt like you're on your own until someone just happens to show up.
Engine 32, Medic 4, responding to the North Laurel level outside of door LN1. They're doing CPR on the patient.
Did help arrive immediately?
No.
The heroic bystanders, including this Gwinnett High School CPR instructor, don't know if the woman lived or died because of health privacy laws. But we've discovered that Atlanta Airport's Engine 32 took 7 minutes and 25 seconds to get to the scene after Nathan's call for help. The airport ambulance took nearly 14 minutes.
Did you have any idea that there was a firehouse just 500 yards from you?
Not even remotely.
500 yards, I mean, you can literally trot across the parking lot if you had to in that situation.
Fire Station 32 would have been the closest rescue unit that morning last December. So why didn't Engine 32 and other rescue units get there sooner? Because the firehouse was gone. The airport bulldozed Station 32 a year ago to add passenger gates.
The airport will extend Concourse T with 5 gates. These new gates will help us accommodate more passengers and even more airlines.
There were 5 rescue stations ringing Atlanta's airport. The closest to the domestic terminal, Fire Station 32. With an advanced life support fire engine and an ambulance, it has a drive time of less than 1 minute to the middle of the terminal gates. But now, Fire Station 32 is gone. The next closest fire station is on the other end of the airfield, Fire Station 24. It has a drive time to the middle of the T gates of more than 5 minutes. That adds 4 minutes to the total response time. The next closest station is on the south end of the airfield, Fire Station 40. It has a drive time to the middle of the T gates of more than 7 minutes. That adds 6 minutes to the total response time to the domestic terminal from the now closed Fire Station 32.
Atlanta's aviation and fire departments both refused to grant us another interview. Instead, the city said the loss of the firehouse is temporary, and in the meantime, they're staging personnel and equipment inside the concourse and along the terminal roadway, and they're confident the airport will not experience any degradation in services.
Did you break your leg?
Just hours after the airport released that statement,
13, can you check on paramedics?
a 76-year-old passenger fell in line for the main security checkpoint.
It's been about 12 minutes since the fire.
Yeah, they're notoriously slow. I don't know if she fell over somebody's baggage or what, but it looks like her left hip is dislocated. 39 minutes. I mean, we're still standing by for the ambulance with the stretcher. They ain't anywhere close. Where are they coming from?
The injured passenger was forced to sit on the floor in the middle of the main terminal for a full hour with a dislocated hip because there was no ambulance available.
So that tells me you only have 1 ambulance working today? We should have 2. Still not enough to cover. When you got 65,000 employees and 250,000 passengers coming through. Yep. But you already knew that.
The documented drive time for Medic 1 from the now closed Station 32 would have been 57 seconds.
I don't know what their ETA is, but we need to get this lady up off this floor.
Instead, it took more than an hour and a half and 3 tries, ultimately getting an ambulance from another city.
We're still waiting on an transport. This is ridiculous. This is the busiest airport in the world, and they got 1 damn ambulance.
We analyzed data from thousands of medical calls at the airport before and after the closure of Station 32. The displaced EMS units are now taking 65% longer. That's an extra 3 minutes and 40 seconds per medical run. when every second counts.
Airport communications to engine 32, Med 4. Respond to the South Economy parking.
Fire Station 32 would have been the closest to Thomas Lawson as he lay dying in the South Economy lot last November. Engine 32 was sent from farther away and started CPR 22 minutes after his wife Ruth called 911.
They were coming to the airport from the airport.
Then how come they don't know how to get around the airport?
The Reveal obtained this internal working group report from 2019, warning in advance that the loss of Station 32 would result in much longer response times, and urging the airport to build its replacement next to and along with the 5 new passenger gates. The airport shelved those designs even though they were 100% complete, priced, permitted, and ready to be constructed. The working group considered 3 alternatives, including not rebuilding the fire station at all, but none of the options included holding off on the demolition of the old fire station until a new one could be built elsewhere.
The old fire station was demolished, and we will be constructing this beautiful new one to support airport operations.
Construction on the replacement for Station 32 is slated to begin soon in a different location near the South Economy lot, but it won't be done until the end of 2022, leaving Atlanta's airport without a rescue station near the busy domestic terminal for 2.5 years. So why doesn't the airport prioritize ambulances, even making them park behind fire trucks? Because Hartsfield-Jackson's operating certificate depends on how quickly fire trucks can get to the runways, not ambulances.
The FAA's regulations require all kinds of fire trucks, all kinds of firefighting foam within a distance of the runway, but there's no requirement for ambulances close to the terminal. Does that make any sense?
It doesn't to me. That makes absolutely 0 sense. It seems like just such a huge oversight.